Hello and welcome back to Emily and Dog's baking show. Today I am making a mint chocolate drip, the cake is mint chocolate and then the decoration is like dripped. You'll see if it works. I've never done this before. Yeah, you'll know what it is from the thumbnail if it works. If it doesn't work, then I don't know. So I have 2 pans. They're 8-inch, but if you have 6-inch, use 6-inch. Because what I'm doing is making, I only have 2 8-inch pans, but what I'm doing is when one of them comes out of the oven, I'm making another half batch of the cake and then putting it in the pan and baking it. So there actually are 3 layers because it's better if the actual cake is taller, which is why you're supposed to have 6-inch pans. But I don't have 6-inch pans. So I have, is that dog hair? No, it's not. I have 2 8-inch pans. I'm gonna use one of them twice. And I put parchment paper down and then sprayed them with Pam and then put some flour, sprinkled some flour on the pans. First thing you need to do is preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, yeah, the racks are in the right place this time. What you need is 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder unsweetened, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 cup of oil, 2 teaspoons of peppermint extract, 2 eggs, 2 egg yolks, and then 1/2 cup of hot water and 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. And if you don't have 6-inch pans and you want to make it taller, then you need to have 1.5 of each thing, but it depends on how you're doing it. So first thing you need to do is get all the dry ingredients whisked together, and then so just get all the dry ingredients whisked together. The box of brown sugar. So I whisked all the dry ingredients together. Now it's time to mix the wet ingredients. Oh. Yes. That was extremely satisfying. I don't know why. Oh no. Oh no. I'm having difficulties today. Ew, ew, ew. Ew, look at it. That is disgusting.
You're supposed to be a professional.
I am a professional. Sometimes. Ew, it looks so gross.
Still hot?
No, it's probably heat it up. It looks so gross. It looks actually disgusting.
It looks totally gross. OMG.
Ew, I don't even want to look at it.
OMG!
Stop saying that. You have to show my tower. Now what you do is you create a well or a hole in the middle of the flour mixture to pour the buttermilk mixture into. Why are you so grumpy, Guinness? Why are you so grumpy? smells like,
Pine nuts.
smells like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. Come over here. Oopsies. What was that? What was that? Okay, so now you fold in the chocolate chips. Because it is in fact a mint. It doesn't fit. Okay, now I'm gonna take it down because I'm afraid it's gonna fall. Do people know what folding means? People know what folding means. Okay, now what you do is you pour the batter into the pans. This is difficult. I usually use a lighter bowl. The oven is heated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. So now it's time to put the cakes in the oven for, well, the recipe says 50 minutes, but it depends. I'm checking them at 40 because I don't want to burn my cakes. Don't burn my cakes. I'm gonna burn my fingers off. The cakes are done baking. The cakes are done. I can't do it. The cakes are done. I can't do it. The cakes are done baking, and I'm gonna make the. I'm gonna wait till these cool, and then I'm going to make the other half batch and put it in the oven as a third cake. Okay, now we're done. It's the next day, and it was too late to finish it yesterday because these had to like cool and everything. So what I did is, you didn't see it, but I took these two out of the pan and then I baked the other half batch, and then I let them cool and then I leveled them off so they're flat. And then I covered them so they'd stay soft overnight. So what you need to do now is, if you have a twisty thingy, you can use that, or you can also use like a plate, or you can use whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. It spins. So what you need for the decorating process is, I'm using 2 cans of dark chocolate frosting. You can also make the frosting, but I just got the cans. And then the leveled off parts you need to save. So to make the ball on top, you'll see what I'm talking about in the thumbnail. The ball, like the ice cream scoop on top, this is what that's made out of. It's not actually ice cream.
How dare you!
And then I'm using some extra frosting to actually make it that I had in the fridge because I don't want it to go to waste. And then you also need white chocolate for the glaze with corn syrup and heavy cream. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge so it doesn't like go bad because I don't know how long this is gonna take. And then for like the final, like on top, you need a sugar cone and a bar of dark chocolate that you're gonna cut up. So I put the frosting in this really big bag with this really big tip. You don't need a tip. You don't also.
Why you just, you're just making it so
Covered? Yes, I know. It's easy because it's easier.
it's fine.
It's this.
It's just like getting a thing and just wiping it off.
It's this. So you just need to put a little bit of frosting on the plate to stick the cake onto it and a paper towel. So I have wax paper under the cakes. What I'm gonna do is, it's just so it's easier to pick up, but I don't know if it's actually gonna make it any easier. I'm going to take the wax paper off and then set the cake down. Hopefully that's in the middle. And then you need to frost in between each layer so all the cakes actually stick to each other and don't go sliding off. Wait, which one's? This one's flatter. No, I'll marry a skinny person so I can make them fat. Don't put that in. And then, oopsies. So the top layer, I'm actually going to flip over because since I cut it, it's a little crumbly, and if I flip it over, it won't have as many crumbs in like the actual final layer of frosting, so I'm just gonna flip it over. Is that even? Maybe it's not even. Okay. So now I'm just gonna frost the whole cake. Flattening it. I'm flattening the cake.
What?
I don't know what this thing is called. A flattener. Okay, so now, yes, I do know the cake's a little bit lopsided. I don't know why. I think one of the layers just had a little bump up. So, yeah, when I cut it, I think one of the layers had a little bump up because I didn't cut it completely even. So it's a little bit lopsided, but it's okay. So I'm gonna go put this in the fridge and then I'm gonna clean this up and then I'll be back. Can you open the doors for me? Don't put that. It's a plate. And a pan. And a bowl. And a fork. And a whipped frosting. That's, I don't know how old it was. I have to see if that's still okay. And some cake.
A poetry by Emily.
I'm making a ball of cake now. Isn't that exciting? So I have a pan because my cake's downstairs and I want to see how big I should make the ball. So I'm using the pan. I'm gonna try not to dirty the pan, but we'll see. So, cake in the bowl. I don't know how much. Cake in the bowl. Okay, that's probably enough. I'm not sure, that's probably enough. And then you take your frosting. That's so good. And then you put some frosting in the cake. And then you have to mix the cake in the frosting. I think that actually needs to be bigger. Wait, actually, I should measure it with a cone. Wait, actually, do you think that's the right size? Okay. Wow, I actually did it the right size. Okay. So I actually took a cone and decided to measure it with the cone because it's obviously supposed to be a cone of ice cream, and cones can't be so overfilled. Actually, no, it's a melting ice cream, so maybe it was overfilled cone.
You should smush it a little bit at the top. So it looks like it's smushed onto the cake.
I'll do that after. I don't want it to crack. And now we're gonna put this in the refrigerator. Wow. And then I'm gonna clean up again. And then I'll be back to do that part. Okay, you can turn off the camera now. So now I'm gonna make the glaze for the cake.
Cut!
So I need to turn the heater on. I forget what this is called. The stove on. And then I put 1/3 cup of cream in with a teaspoon of corn syrup. Scary. And a cup of white chocolate. And yeah, you just let it melt down. So this is supposedly done. You need to let it cool for not till it's cold, but till it's still warm but not hot. But before you do that, you need to put green food coloring in just a little bit to make it a mint green color. Oh my gosh, I hope that wasn't too much. Oh, that's not mint green. I need to add a little bit of chocolate and a little bit of cream to make it more minty. I'm very aware I added too much. Hold on, I have an idea. I poured it in the bowl and I forgot to show it. Okie pokey. Now, I need to let it cool for a little bit.
Alright!
Alright. So now, what I'm gonna do, while that's cooling, I put away the dishes. I'm gonna cut the chocolate. If I can open the package. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna chop it into pieces, like tiny little pieces. Okay, so I can always chop more if I need it, but this is all I'm gonna chop for now. I'm just gonna pour the glaze into the bottle. I'm gonna pour a little bit back in. Okay, so I was.
You have to leave some.
You have to actually leave some for this. So I'm just gonna set this to the side, and you can practice the drips by on the side of a glass, just to make sure you know like how long to squeeze the bottle for, or how it depends on how long you want your drips to be. Now I'm just gonna fill the top, like. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is take my ball and cover it in the glaze. I'm putting on the chocolate now. I don't want to talk about it. You know what? Maybe the chocolate will make it look better.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mommy. Happy birthday to you.
Why is it so quiet?
Am I supposed to go now?
Yes, you can go now.
Oh, yum, birthday cake. Minty, moist, delicious. Yum. Okay, I did mine.
Bye bye, camera.